All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back, and I very much apologize for the, how can I say, lateness on not only this video but the kind of laziness I'm going to employ in this video. So do bear with me. I am not exactly home at the moment with my normal setup, and things have been kind of a little wishy-washy with my schedule. So just bear with me here. Yes, and I'm bringing you this review of, the latest episode very late. I apologize, but, I'm doing the best I can within the situation I'm in. Anyway, enough about my lateness. Let's get on to the episode. So, how shall I start this? Well, I'm just going to come out and spoil it, because, look, everybody's probably seen it who's interested anyway. Injustice Superman? Seriously? That's the rest of this. That's the storyline for like the rest of the season, or at the very least the doubt in Lois's mind for the rest of the last couple episodes. I mean, you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me just summarize this episode very briefly. We're doing the multiverse thing. Mixie, I'm just gonna call him that because I don't remember how to pronounce his name, comes to Clark for help. Clark doesn't know who he is, so he goes, "Sure, I'll help you." Helps him out. Breaks into this place. Lois and Jimmy get visited by the League of Loises. That's strange, but okay. They go on an adventure. Obviously, Lois kind of realizes they're hiding something from us. What are they not telling us? Well, they eventually go, "We're going to eliminate Superman." She goes, "Why?" And they're like, "Just bear with us." And again, it plays out. The Loises give up, or rather, they capture the Chaos God again. Lois, the League of Loises give up because they're like, fuck it, whatever, who cares? Jimmy meets a female version of him who's helps him out at the end, and Lois retrieves a piece of like a little orb thing that like tells her the information about why the Loises are the way they are with Superman, and well, it turns out, hey, injustice, ladies and gentlemen. I'm like, fuck. Yes, Injustice Superman is going to be a topic for this season. I was not expecting that this early on in the show. If this thing even had a season 2, I would have maybe expected it to be introduced in that season, not season 1. Especially since the other kind of subplot for this was like Lois and Clark kind of, planning out their date or whatever. Obviously, it doesn't go as expected. But again, there's nice moments between them. So I'm like, okay, I can live with this. Right? But then again, it ends with the Injustice thing. And that's the thing that just like kind of bugged me. I don't understand. Why are you bringing in the Injustice storyline, or at the very least hinting at the existence of the Injustice storyline this early on in the show? It's like, I don't know, man. Like, that just feels that feels way too quickly, right? That feels like something you should have probably introduced. Well, here's the other problem. Could you have also done, don't you kind of need the Justice League in some sense of the word for this? Because again, I'm assuming this is that, the big reveal is going to be that, the reason why Superman becomes Injustice Superman within all those continuities that she saw in the file was Lois died in some horrific way, shape, or form, right? It's kind of one of those, like, this will happen regardless of what you or anybody says kind of things in the timeline. Again, I don't know how I feel about it. I think they rushed this one. Again, I liked some parts of this episode, but again, it just really was brought down by the fact that they introduced the Injustice thing so early. And I went, why? Why are you doing this? Like, give us a little room to breathe. Because again, we just came off of Lois and Clark making up when, look, there was a line that Clark said that I don't know how I still feel, where he said, "I apologize for lying to you." And I'm kind of going, I don't know if you should be apologizing for lying, Clark. I mean, it's your secret at the end of the day. Nobody has a right to force it out of you if you don't want to talk about it. So, but again, so they get over the whole lying of him being Superman, and then all of a sudden we have this bomb dropped the next episode, this episode, where Injustice Superman is a thing. And it's like, why? And now we're going to have Lois for like the rest of the season doubt Superman or Clark being a good person. Or, if the writers are not dumbasses, and so far they haven't been completely idiotic. They've had their moments where I feel like the writing's a little kind of subpar. If they have even an ounce of talent, they will probably have Lois kind of go, wait a minute, should I really believe this at face value, or should I kind of look into this a little bit more? Right? She does talk about being an investigative reporter. Also, one funny thing actually I should mention is throughout this entire episode, Lois is constantly reminded of, you know, her failures, her quote unquote failure to become like an actual journalist, a journalist, because every single other Lois that she met in this episode was like already a Pulitzer winner and all this other, and like was great and like have all these achievements to their names, right? So that was kind of funny. She even confirmed her age. She's 23, so I'm assuming she's older than Clark. I'm assuming. He did come out of college, so he's probably like 21, 22, so she probably is older than him. Again, I think I'm going to call it here because, again, as I said, I'm not in my current setup, and I'm kind of having to do this kind of half-assed at the moment, so I'm going to try to keep this as brief as possible. I liked some of this episode, but what really dragged it down at the end of the day was the showing or the kind of revelation of the Injustice storyline. I kind of went, this is way too fast for something this, like, big. Like, this is the type of, like I said, the Injustice storyline, for those who may not be familiar, because, again, this is probably, for some people, this is probably their first exposure to Superman. Basically, the gist is, it is Superman becoming an authoritarian asshole who kind of thinks might makes right and kind of has his own, his sense of justice that was kind of twisted by a horrific event that happened to him, a personal tragedy, right? And he kind of went, well, you know what? I'm going to kind of clean up the world of criminals who don't deserve the second chance, or something along those lines. Now, the other thing is there's usually a Justice League to kind of be there as well, so it's kind of weird if it's just Superman. And also, another thing that I kind of... Well, you know what? I actually can understand. You know what? I actually have an idea, or a theory, but I'm going to save it for next episode, just in case I'm wrong, because I was wrong about Gorilla Grodd. I'm still disappointed in myself, but whatever. I'm going to call it here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I appreciate anybody who watches this, because I know this was really late for what I'm usually on time and good with getting these out, but again, circumstances did not allow me to do so. I will hopefully still be posting a review out on Thursday night / Friday morning. That one should still come out, normally speaking, right? And, well, that's about it. I'm going to call it here. Thank you. Leave a like, comment, let me know what you guys think, of whether or not maybe I'm going and I'm a little too hard on it about the Injustice thing, or maybe you agree with me. Leave your thoughts below, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time.